So for today's look, I decided to create, well, more like recreate, a look that I did about a year ago on myself actually. It's this nice, kind of mermaidy type tone eyeshadow look, and I just think it's so great because it's definitely stepping out of my comfort zone, and I've never done anything this colorful here in my channel before. So to prove to y'all that, I did create this look, I actually posted it on my Instagram, and I created this, about a year ago. Right here you can see it says right there 2016. I had amazing long hair. I don't know what I did, but I cut it. But as you can see, it's the same look. The only thing I did change about it was that I added a little bit of glow. Obviously, I feel like it's a little bit better since my skills have been improving throughout, the months and the years. So hopefully you all enjoyed this tutorial. Also, excuse these nails. They're just, God, no. All the products that I use will be listed down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the little bell button next to the subscribe button, where you can stay updated on every single time I upload a video here on my channel. Also, don't forget to also follow me on my social media, which will be listed down below.
I mean, a lot of people, I feel like they're forgetting to go follow my social media. I mean, you don't have to, but, it'd be kind of great if you went and, just, follow me. That's, that would be kind of great if you wanted to. Not forcing you, but
yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then just keep on watching.
Alrighty guys, let's get this tutorial started. So the first thing, of course, I'm just going to be playing with my bangs because they're kind of weird. Anyway, I'm going to be taking my soft ochre paint pot, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my eye, making sure I'm putting it all the way up to my brow bone. This is just an eyeshadow primer, and it's going to help the longevity of the eyeshadows where they can last all night long. And then I'm going to be taking any eyeshadow that's a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, just to kind of set the primer that we just put on our eyes. It's just going to help make everything, the process a lot more smoother, and for the eyeshadows can blend a little bit nicer since we're going with very pigmented eyeshadows. So the next thing I'm going to be taking is my MAC Soft Brown eyeshadow. This is just like a staple brown, and I'm going to be placing that all over my crease and in the outer V of my eye. This is my transition shade, and it's just going to help me blend those intense colors that we're going to be going in with right now. I don't want this color to be too intense though, because of course I want the main colors to be those brights that we're going to go in with right now. So just make sure that everything is nice and blended out from inner corner to outer corner, just making sure again that it's not too intense. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm taking the color Urban from the Electric palette, which is this nice staple purple, and I'm going to be taking it only in my crease. Now let me just say this, any type of purple is a little bit difficult to blend out. It's just the basic color, it's just very difficult to blend, but it all just takes patience. Just work with small amounts, go from inner corner to outer corner, and just breathe in and out, because it's gonna be a little bit. So if you're starting to get a little bit frustrated, just take a 10-second break, breathe in and out, relax that arm, and then just go back in and keep on blending. And I'm working in small amounts, as in I'm just adding and adding more purple until I get the intensity that I want. And I'm using nice circular motions, and I'm just making sure that it's softens as I go up closer to my brow bone, because I don't want the color to be all around super sharp, if you know what I mean. You want this to be a nice smoky eye, and I'm not going to be placing it in the outer corner just yet, because that's going to be until later. So making sure that everything is nice and blended out. Next, I'm going to be taking the color Chaos, which is this nice blue, but for some reason it comes out as purple in the camera. And I'm just going to be packing that only in the outer V of my eye. And I'm not going to be taking it up above the crease. I'm going to get close to it, like right there in that crease, but I'm not going to surpass that crease. And I'm just going to be packing it on to really get that pigmentation in there. As you can see, it's a very nice, very bright blue. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other eye, because right now we're going to be going over with a different shade of blue. So, and you are going to get fallout, so I do recommend to do this eyeshadow look first before your foundation. Next, I'm going to be taking the color Gonzo, which is a nice lighter blue, and I'm going to be packing this right in the center of my eye, kind of slowly starting to blend with the other blue that we just went in with, which is Chaos. And I'm going to leave that inner third of my eye blank. So I'm just packing it into the center and then slowly start blending it in with Chaos. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other eye, making sure I pack to get that pigmentation nice and there. Next, I'm going to be taking the color, what is this? Freak, which is a nice shimmery green. And now I'm going to be placing that on the inner third of the eye, kind of slowly putting it over the light blue that we just placed, for it can give that nice transition, because that's what we want. We don't want three harsh colors separated in our eye. We want to make it look like everything is blending in together and going into how do I explain this? Kind of like if it's fading into each other is what I mean. So pack it on first and then slowly start packing it over the color that you just went in with. Now I'm going to be going back, with the color Chaos, and now I'm going to start working that into about halfway into my crease, but not all the way in. I kind of want that focus of that color to be in that outer portion of the eye, and I'm going to slowly start blending it upward into the crease, making sure everything is nice and blended, because I do want that purple that we put first in our crease to be noticeable, but don't put it all the way into that crease, into that inner corner. So just slowly start blending it, and then I'm going to be going back with the color Urban, which is that nice purple, and go on top of that blue that we just placed, and making sure that everything is nice and blended as well. This is just for it can give kind of like a dark purple blue, for it can again make it seem like we have a nice transition in those colors, and for them won't be so harsh. Now off camera, I'm going to be doing my wing liner with the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the shade Black, of course, and I'm going to be also applying false lashes off camera, which are the Ardell Double Up in the number 207 Black, which is totally my fave. Now that I have that, I'm going to be going in with my NYX No Filter Primer, my Benefit PoreFessional Primer, and my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, which is my fave combo at the moment. But of course my camera did not record me doing all that stuff, so I'm just going to quickly go through with what I used. So for my foundation, I went with my MAC Matchmaster Foundation. It's like my favorite right now. And obviously to highlight, I went with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which is a very full coverage concealer. When you're creating very bright colored eyeshadow looks, you definitely want to go for that full coverage canvas on your face. Here's the reason why. It's not just necessarily to give yourself that, you know, I'm fake and everything look. Of course not. No, everybody's beautiful in their own way. It's just for you can have that nice and natural balance with your eyes and your face. Because if you don't have a full coverage face, it's gonna look like you have a bruised up eye or like an irritated eye. You just want to make sure that everything is nice and balanced out. And right now, as you can see, I'm just taking my damp beauty sponge and I'm blending that concealer as seamlessly as I can. I'm sorry, my throat started hurting a little bit. Once I have blended everything out, I'm going to be taking my Spun translucent powder, which is my favorite translucent powder, and I'm going to be baking pretty much everywhere where I applied that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, because it is a quite heavy and full coverage concealer, and I want to make sure that I set the concealer for it can give me a nice and smooth finish. And I'm just going to be using nice dabbing motions to really push that translucent powder into the skin, where it can really set my foundation and set the concealer, and for it won't crease on me. Now I'm going to be doing my brows off camera, so voila! As you can see, we're ready to go. Next, I'm just going to be dusting off that translucent powder that we used to bake all of the areas where we highlighted, just for it won't give me that flashback if I'm going to be taking flash photography. I'm just going to be using my tapered highlighter brush And then I'm going to be applying my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder just to give myself a bit of color back and a little bit of extra coverage. Since we did go in with that translucent powder, it can give us that ashy kind of effect, and we don't want that. And I'm going to be pushing that product into my skin to really set my foundation. Now I'm going to be going back with the same colors that I used on my eyes and placing them in the same areas where I did on the upper part of my eye. Like right now we're going in with, what color is this? I keep forgetting. Freak in that inner corner, Gonzo in that middle, and making sure that they blend in together. Again, we want that nice transition of colors. And then I'm going to be taking Chaos on that outer corner. And then on top of Chaos, I'm going to be going with Urban just to give us that nice purple, for we can match the look that we have on our eyes, making sure that everything is nice and blended out. And I'm using a Morphe, I think this is a small pencil brush, but it's a synthetic brush. It's not a goat hair brush. Once I have done that, I'm just going to be taking any black eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to be lining my waterline and my upper lash line. I know it looks like if I'm hurting myself, but I promise you it's not whatsoever. Then I'm going to be coating my lashes with some mascara just to intensify them a little bit and give them a bit of extra oomph. Then I'm going to be going in with that silver color. It's called Revolt from the palette, and I'm going to be using that to highlight my inner corners because I really want to make that inner corner stand out. And I just love the shade because it's so glittery and it just adds that extra glam in the look. I'm totally in love with it. Now I'm going to be contouring my face. I'm just going to be using this bronzer from a Smashbox palette that I got as a Sephora gift. And I'm just going to be contouring my cheekbones, my jawline, my nose, and my temples. I want to contour since I want to bring a little bit of warmth back into my face, since we do have a lot of colors going on in our eyes. Now I'm going to be taking my Morphe 9B palette and these two shades right here and applying a little bit of blush, but not a lot since we have a lot going on already in our eyes. And I want that to be the main focus. And then I'm just taking my favorite highlighter, which is the Becca Moonstone highlighter, and I'm going to be putting that in my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, and in a little bit of my temples. And for the lips, as you can see, I went for a nice nude, and I'm going to list the lipsticks down below because I forgot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!